What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today I am here to discuss a project that I am super excited about, and that is the GamePress Go Battle League Gauntlet. Now, what the heck is this and who is going to be competing are the questions that I'm going to be answering in this video here today. But the GamePress Go Battle League Gauntlet is a brand new tournament series that I designed kind of to emulate the Go Battle League. That is one of the goals here. And competing in this first season are going to be 8 GamePress writers. So we'll talk a little bit about the 8 competitors at the end of this video, but first I want to get to what exactly is this tournament's structure. Like I said, the goal here is to emulate the Go Battle League, which hopefully allows us to showcase our teams and potentially let you guys use them if you see a team that you like, something that performs very well, or something that you already have some of the Pokemon for. Gives you kind of a really good insight into what teams we think are good. And the games in this tournament are going to be just like Go Battle League. They're best of 1, they're blind. Everybody's choosing 3 Pokemon and keeping those same Pokemon, and that was important for me too because I didn't want there to be too much metagaming around like, oh, I think he's going to be using these Pokemon, so I'll change my team for this battle. And while you can change your team, obviously, in the Go Battle League, and it is important to metagame sometimes, most players will pick one team and stick to it, or they should pick one team and stick to it once they find a team that they think is good. So what we're going to do is have each of our 8 competitors make a team of 3 for the Great League. And you can't change the Pokemon, you can't change the movesets, you can't change the order. You are locked into that exact same team of 3, and you play each of the other 7 competitors in a round-robin style format. So round-robin means that you play everybody once. So each of us 8 players are going to play the other 7. That winds up being 28 total games for the Great League, 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4, etc. And from there, you're going to get 1 point for a win, and then the 7 players with the most points all move on to the Ultra League. Another way to say that is whoever has the least amount of points is not moving on. So one of us will be eliminated and not make it to the Ultra League. The goal also, I will say we haven't quite hit this mark with some technical delays both on the player side and on my side. The goal is to release as much content around the individual leagues as we can while that league is active in the Go Battle League. Hopefully we'll be better about that for future seasons. This is my 3rd time recording just this video, believe it or not, with some technical issues that I had and other things. So hopefully we will be able to get out some of the Ultra League content upcoming while the Ultra League is still active in the Go Battle League. I'm going to work really hard so that I can get that out for you guys. And in the coming days, you should start to see Great League content from the Go Battle League Gauntlet start to appear on this channel. So we've already played all of the Great League games, and we're getting into the Ultra League games now. And hopefully, yeah, all that makes sense. It took a little bit of a tangent there, but once everybody's played in the Great League, 7 of them are going to move on, and we'll do that same thing in the Ultra League. So all 7 players will play against all of their 6 opponents in a round-robin style format, and then the 5 or 6 best of them, depending on some tiebreaker math, the 5 or 6 of the top of those guys will move on. And these points are cumulative too, which is really important to note. So if you do really well in the Great League, those points are going to carry with you throughout the rest of the tournament and will potentially help seed you into the final bracket as well. So once we are done with the Ultra League, we are moving on to Master League. And for Master League, we're doing something a little bit different. Like I said, I think that Firstly, we're going to do the Premier Cup. We're going to do the Premier Cup for Master League. Part of the goal of this tournament series in general is to showcase our teams and potentially give you guys some inspiration for cool teams to use. So again, that'll make a little bit more sense once we're a little more timely with our content. But for the Master League, I wanted to try out the Premier Cup because I think that hopefully that's more accessible to a wider variety of players, a whole lot less rare candy and Stardust. Though, I mean, it's still an expensive league for sure. So then once we're done the Master League, again, that's going to be round robin, we are going to cut to this weighted elimination bracket. And you can see here what I mean by weighted. The third and fourth place point leaders will play each other. The winner of that will play the second place point leader, and then the winner of that battle will play the first place point leader. And this format's going to be a little bit different too, because what league is that going to be in? Well, actually, it's going to be in all three leagues. Hopefully this weighted bracket style, I've never really loved how just, sports seasons you play all those games of football and then they kind of just don't matter. They give you like a seed for the elimination, the playoffs there at the end, but I wanted the actual season to be worth more because every game is worth just as much as the next in Go Battle League for the most part. There's some caveats in there, of course, but yeah, I wanted to do this weighted style bracket. So getting a lot of points ahead in the Great League early is definitely going to help you potentially have a higher seed on this bracket and will still matter into the end of this league. Now, what's the format for this elimination bracket? This is actually partially some of the genesis for this tournament idea. I thought it would be really cool, and I've seen a lot of local battlers do this as well, especially before the addition of the Go Battle League. Basically, if you wanted to battle somebody, you'd say, okay, let's play one game of Great League, one game of Ultra League, one game of Master League, and whoever wins two of those is the better battler. So that's what we're going to be doing for the finals as well, all this whole bracketed elimination finals here. And for that, I'm actually still going to have the players keep the same teams. And again, I mostly felt that this was important so that the players weren't metagaming each other. Oh, he played this in the Great League, so what is he going to play now in the Great League? And things like that. I really wanted to just make it about the players picking what they felt was the best team, rather than trying to do some weird stuff and metagame each other. So they're going to play a game of Great, Ultra, and Master League using the exact same teams that they played throughout the season, with one caveat. Niantic does have the tendency to bring some changes, some balance updates, some things like that. So if any of those come, we will do a reset on any affected league. So what that means is, okay, I'm running Snarl on my Shiftry in the Great League. So if Niantic decides to debuff Snarl, then what's going to happen is everybody will get to change their Great League teams. If somebody is also running Snarl in the Ultra League, then everybody also gets to change their Ultra League teams. I think this is the most fair way to go about it here. But let's say, for instance, okay, Bullet Seed is now an additional move on Shiftry. That doesn't change anything. I'm still locked into Snarl on Shiftry and everybody will play the same teams. The only way that we're going to do a league reset is if Niantic changes one of the individual moves, or if they change like the stats of a Pokemon or something crazy like that. But for the most part, we will be sticking with these exact teams that we play in the Great League, Ultra League, and Premier Cup all the way to the finals. So hopefully that is not too complicated. I think it's pretty easy if you see it visually, hopefully. And as a reminder, all of the battles in every league are going to be edited and commentated on and then uploaded to this channel. So I've already edited those as well, and I am really excited about how those turned out. Even though the Great League is gone, I I think those are still some really cool videos with some really good battlers showing off, and I want to talk about some of those battlers now. So first off, yours truly, I am NoLucksGiven, and I'm probably most well known on GamePress for my community day guides, as well as updating the Legacy Special Box list, the Attackers tier list, and some other guides here and there, but those are my main ones. If you've seen those on Reddit, or anything like that. The next writer that we have participating is Ryan Swag, the swag man himself, and Ryan is probably most well known for his like Reshiram in raids and in PvP meta-analysis and different articles like that where he breaks down individual Pokemon as they come out and just says what uses that they have. Ryan is probably a more experienced battler than I am, and really looking at all these competitors, most of them are more experienced than I am, but Ryan also, I know, has done well in a few large Sylph tournaments, and he's also one of the first people. He really likes breaking down the metagame with infographics for the Great League, Ultra League, Master League, and breaking that stuff down on his YouTube channel as well. So Ryan's definitely got a good eye for PvP and is kind of a theory crafter in his own right on the battling side of things. The next 4 battlers that I'm going to look at actually all got rank 10 in Season 1 of the Go Battle League, and the first 2 that I want to talk about are Forgery and Manaholics. These guys are basically my go-to when it comes to PvP. These 2 guys on the GamePress side of things both have a big hand in updating the tier lists for the individual league, as well as breaking down moveset grades for each Pokemon. So they are super influential in PvP. They wind up doing very well in a lot of Sylph tournaments as well. They're like, you know, elite Sylph ranks, things like that. And also just big theory crafters. You may have seen Manaholics on some Kang streams where he breaks down some metagames and some new Pokemon. I know that he's been a guest speaker on that a few times. And yeah, if you've read anything PvP related on GamePress.gg, there is a decent chance that you have read something that one of these 2 guys, or both of these 2, have written. Another GamePress writer that you are probably familiar with, even if you don't know his name, is Lorma. And Lorma is an Italian GamePress writer and Pokemon Go player that if you've ever participated in a Sylph Cup Arena tournament and you've seen a GamePress infographic that breaks down the metagame, then you've seen Lorma's work. So he is always super influential in kind of breaking down how those cup metagames are going to shake up, and yeah, just also has a really good mind for PvP. Another Season 1 rank 10 player. Another player to reach rank 10 in Season 1. This is a name you might already be familiar with if you are already subscribed to the channel. By the way, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But if you've seen my past coverage of Pokedraft, then you are probably familiar with YourCalc Professor, one of the co-founders and admins of the Pogo Raids subreddit and Discord. So obviously YourCalc Prof is super into Pokemon Go. We knew that from Pokedraft, but he is also super into battling. He was one of the first GamePress writers to raise his hand and say, sure, I will jump in your Gauntlet tournament thing here that you are running, whatever the heck it is, sign me up for it. So super happy to have him on board. Another name that you might recognize from behind the scenes over at r/Pogo Raids is Cudi, a moderator and the anti-desync crusader, Team Anti-Phantom 2020. He is definitely, that's probably his most notable claim to fame, is trying to get some of the bugs out of the game and constantly tweeting about them. But Cudi is probably not the most prolific battler, but he was still happy to join us as a GamePress writer in this tournament. One other player, also not a super big battler, and I should mention both of these last two both stepped in last minute to fill some dropouts in the tournament, but we also have Bryan TN participating, and Bryan TN is the Pokemon Go site lead over at GamePress.gg. So if you've basically read anything on GamePress, you've probably seen something that he's uploaded to the site, edited, and had at least a small hand in creating. So those are the competitors for Season 1. It's Season 1 of the GamePress Go Battle League Gauntlet, Season 2 of the Go Battle League. So I'm not sure what to call it here, but I think we'll call it Season 1 of the Gauntlet if that's not too confusing. It's Gauntlet Take 1. I'm not sure. Either way, the videos for the Great League portion have probably started to upload on my channel now that this video is live as well. So hop on over and check those out. There are some really cool games with some really fierce competitors that I've outlined. Some of my favorite games ever have been in this tournament, and some of those have been losses too. It's always nice when you can lose a match and just be like, man, that was so close and so much fun, and I've had a lot of fun putting this together. Hopefully you guys can have just as much fun watching it. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace!